What's up, everyone? This is the Red Dragon, and I am just having fun out here in the garage making stuff. And this is just a follow-up video for the Red Dragon TMS Military wood stove. So I am just going to go over a couple of additions that I've made here on the Red Dragon TMS Military wood stove. This is how I'm going to use it out in the field. I'm primarily going to use mine for heat, but they're great to cook on, so I'm going to cook on it too. That is the heat reclaimer. I would encourage you to go back and check out my first video about the heat reclaimer. I've only done a couple things to it here. I clamped it down. I added some JB Weld Extreme Heat. I do a lot of theoretical things. I'm going to test it, see how it works out. Theoretically, it should work out just great. The cold air will be sucked in from the heat-powered fan and go through these tubes, which are airtight, and come out extremely superheated by the fire that's coming up through the smokestack. Come out of there, being sucked through the fan as hot air. And I put some of that same 1/4-inch tubing for radiant heat purposes here. This will get really hot. The fan will push all that hot air toward my camp. I wrapped the inside of the stove with the copper tube as well. And the reason why I did that was because I researched efficiency in wood stoves. And I came across something called the second and third burn efficiency. And apparently, we're not burning wood to its fullest efficiency. We can get it hotter. And when it's hotter, it'll burn the first gases, which usually come out of the smokestack. And then it'll burn those gases to get even hotter. And then it'll burn the third gases that are produced from the extreme heat with what's called the second and third burn efficiency with wood stoves. So I thought I would kind of increase the efficiency here with heating and cooking. I just wrapped in the 1/4-inch copper tubing inside and around the unit. Now I can also use this 1/4-inch copper tubing or piping to make a hot water system out there if we want to. We can connect both ends of the tube to nozzles and connect water. The water would wrap around this TMS wood stove and come out the other side really hot. So you could use it for showers or cooking or cleanliness, washing the dishes, whatever you need to. That is an option. I don't know that I'll use it for that, but we could. So I put a platform down here. It's just a copper plate to kind of disperse the heat because we don't have a lot of surface area here on this cylindrical type of wood stove. This copper plate will absorb the heat and disperse it out where the fan can use it in a larger surface area. And when I want to cook, I can just remove the fan, and I can cook right here too. Now this is just a thick copper plate that I picked up on Amazon. I got it because it's thick. Copper is great for transferring heat, so that's going to work great as a platform to cook things on, or for radiant heat. I can move this also. And I can add a second. I can move these. I've only got the one arm right now, but I can move these back and put this little guy right there, right against the stove. So we've got a nice big cooking platform. It's kind of what this thing is for too. You can use that if you want to. I like the flat copper plate because it's going to disperse the heat evenly and be able to cook with like a pan or heat up some water or something like that pretty efficiently here as it disperses the heat outward. And copper soaks up heat really quickly, so that's going to work well. These copper plates are thick. I wanted it thick, and they were only, I don't even know, like 10 bucks, maybe $8 off Amazon. I wanted it thick so we could actually use it as a cooking platform. And when I'm not using it here on the TMS wood stove, I use it in my garage. Echo, turn the garage power on. So that's kind of how I use it. It just soaks up heat from the radiant heater in the garage and gets super hot. And then there's kind of a cloud of air, hot air that comes up from around it, and the heat-powered fan is able to suck up that hot air and push it out towards my garage. That's why I put the fan on this side, so it can blow all of this hot air that's rising from this radiant heater. Kind of the same idea here on the TMS wood stove. Check out that second burn and third burn. Do a little research and development. That's why I did this. I tried to make it more efficient. So in retrospect, making this, I could have not cut the bottom of this. All right. Now I cut the bottom of this so I could widen it, so I could put it over the bottom, the smokestack. If you don't cut it, you would be fine. You could just put the clamp against this riser, and it turns out that the inner and outer diameter of this aluminum pipe is identical to the smokestack here on the TMS wood stove. So I wanted to make the opening wider, but in retrospect, you don't have to. You could just clamp it down and it would work great. If you have a way to widen the bottom of this aluminum 2.75 inch air intake, then you could do that. That would work great. You could also use this original stack that came with the TMS wood stove. This is the bottom stack that used to go here. And in retrospect, I didn't know this would be so well made. This thing is thick, and it's hard to cut. And it's very sturdy, probably even sturdier than this. And I think this is steel. So this thing was surprising, and a little bit difficult to work with. So you could actually make the heat reclaimer out of the stock stack. Oh my God, I've got a loss of words here. So you could drill 1/4 inch pipes in this, and you could stick these copper 1/4 inch pipes through this, and it would work great without using the clamps because this fits down there. So it's an option. I ended up wanting to make mine work because it is aluminum, and aluminum heats up quickly, and it's got the copper tubes that go through it, and copper heats up even more quick than aluminum. Oh, what do we have here? Okay, so I used the 2.75 inch T-clamp bolts. And that's what I use down there to clamp it. It's extremely strong. So if you want to, you can use 2.75 inch T-clamps and bolt each one of your smokestack. And that's just an option. If your smokestack is kind of leaning off to one side, pick up some 2.75 inch T-bolts. They're really cheap off Amazon. I think I got 5 for like $6 or $8. All right. That'll work awesome for this TMS wood stove. And I've already discussed the 1/4 inch tubing here. I picked up off Amazon, 50 feet, 1/4 inch tubing. I've used for several things around the house. That's the rest of the smokestacks. that go inside the TMS wood stove. Everything fits inside of there. So I can build this down and stick it in there. So if you guys like to make things more efficient, you guys subscribe to my channel. Check out my in-progress projects here for my camping expedition and my Honda CRV camper conversion journey.